Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of February 12, 2017. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Late last week, as we're coming into this week, we recently had a lunar eclipse take place. I spoke about this in last week's video as well. And it is this lunar eclipse that is providing an energy of clarity, of breakthroughs, of feeling a sense of forward progressions, in some cases almost instantly, and of really having the eyes very wide open and allowing us to make choices from that place that ultimately move us in directions that are happier, more prosperous, and it's the kind of gains that have the real potential to last. So all of us in some way are being awakened on a heart level in different areas of life. And it is part of this awakening that ultimately is lending us to make choices or be open to new opportunities, better opportunities that will benefit us in many different ways. This week, we're coming into this week with that breakthrough energy. So if you're still waiting for your, personal lucky stroke to take place, don't worry, it is coming. If you were born right around the 15th of the month, give or take a week on either side, right around the 15th of the month, you're going to feel that eclipse more than others might. But everybody out there has that promise and has that potential to gain based on this recent eclipse that took place. So now here we are. We've entered this new week, and what starts happening now, a couple of things. One is we are officially in the period between eclipses. The ancients would say this is where the veils between the worlds were especially thin. This is where we can access wisdom that much more easily. Whether you understand that as wisdom of your ancestors, whether you understand that as wisdom from your higher self, this is where that understanding, that wiser, more elevated understanding can feel like it's coming through that much easier and that much more. I'm super excited as I see this because there is the promise here and there is the potential here to get in touch with some truth, a heart-based truth, but not ego-driven, right? A heart-based truth that also comes with an element of wisdom, a higher perspective, a perspective where we're able to see how whatever is transpiring in our lives, but especially whatever has transpired in the past, can be a part of moving us in a positive direction. We can use it to become people who are more loving, as I like to say, move towards greater love and greater wisdom at that. This week, it is about taking those inspirations, taking those seeds, those beginnings, those new understandings of what it is that you're now ready to leave behind to move towards something much more positive, much more empowering, and make some decisions that benefit us in our own individual journeys in some very practical ways. It's great to have the inspiration. It's great to have the feeling. It's great to think about, oh wow, yes, I'm feeling all this wonderful things. I feel a lucky break happening. That's great, right? It's great to run into a celebrity, which can happen under a sky like this. It's great to run into a celebrity. However, what does that actually mean to your lived experience? How does it benefit you? How can you take whatever it is you're feeling and the experiences you're gathering around this eclipse and actually translate it into a better life, a happier life, a life with more stability and more prosperity? This is thanks to, and this promise, this potential to actually translate what's taking place into practical gains is thanks to Saturn. Saturn right now speaking with the sun in harmony in a type of conversation that astrologers call a sextile. Now, sextiles are considered positive, right? They're easy in some, lexicons, easy transits. I also think of it as, yes, it is fortunate. They are like positive occurrences. But with the sextile, with this particular type of conversation, it isn't like the goodness just lands in your lap. It just shows up for you. Rather, what is good and the potential for what can be even better is something that we get in touch with on a more personal level, where we understand, we have the inspiration, or the way is pointed to us of what we could do, where we could go, and how it is we could improve our circumstances, how it is that we can create more fortunate circumstances and events for ourselves. And because of that way being pointed, and because we know that something's got to get better, we're willing to do the work. So in a way, these are better than some of the even easier things that can happen among celestial conversations, because you have a measure of control here. You have some power here, and you have the motivation. We have the motivation to recognize what isn't working and practical ways to make things work to our advantage. So we have this conversation between the Sun and Saturn. So this is about an honest evaluation. This is about taking the gains and actually using it to be better in some way. And this is about that self-knowledge, meeting a more measured action plan ahead. And so again, it's great to have the dream. It's great to have the breakthrough. It's great to see the potential. It's great to feel lucky. And yet, if we are not also able to take that and use it to improve our circumstances, use it to move forward in tangible ways, then it becomes a very nice memory rather than a catalyst for positive change in different areas of life, and change especially when we are ready for that change. There's nothing like working towards that person we desire to be, or that change we desire to live, those better circumstances. When we work towards them and we actually do something, we're part of achieving them, we value it that much more, and we're willing to continue the effort to cultivate it, and in the process become the type of person who actually has that life, the kind of life that we once dreamed of, rather than just have that life sort of show up for us, visit us, and then become something very ephemeral, become something that came easy but also can go easy as well. The great thing with Saturn is it may not come easy, but it doesn't go easy either. It's the self-respect you earn in the process that ensures what you gain is something that you truly can own at the same time. We also had this week Mercury speaking with Mars. Now this can be, this is harmonious as well. The same type of harmonious conversation that the Sun and Saturn are having. The same nature of the conversation, positive, but also motivation there to make some positive changes. Mars right now is in its home sign of Aries. So the element or the part of Mars that can be particularly active, particularly has that sense of reaction, momentum, that sense of maybe having some impulses, right? And acting from a place of impulsiveness until you kind of cultivate the self-knowledge part a little bit more, have that reflection before you act. So Mars right now is encouraging us to just act. Like, don't go to thought, act first and think later. With this conversation between Mercury, we are going to see the benefit of actually thinking first, which is always a good thing, right? This is something that those born with Mercury retrograde already know. If you think first before you speak, if you allow yourself to really flesh out the idea, you're more likely to be understood. This conversation is about finding that right balance. There's going to be that impulse on our parts to actually go out there, whether it's fight for something, make something happen, push in some way. And at the same time, we can see the wisdom of thinking things through, of having something a little bit more eloquent to say as part of moving us that way forward that we desire to go. Mercury right now moving through a part of the sky, well, the sign of Aquarius, and this is also a sign of mind. It's an air sign. And so you put these together, this can absolutely be a time when we are thinking very outside of the box. We are thinking in ways that are inventive. We're thinking in new ways. We're getting new perspectives, and we're communicating in new ways as well. We're figuring out new technologies to express ourselves and how we can use those to connect with others. Well, when you've got Mars in conversation here, there's a certain urgency to these very drives. And there's a certain sort of base desire to express and to be, some desire to live your truth, some knowing that you deserve that. You deserve to live what is true for you, an authentic expression, and to actually have that translate into an expression, to find ways to communicate that uniqueness. Now, wherever it is that you find it, right? It's not necessarily that you have to be among a group that is considered, very unique. A lot of times, and I've really found, a lot of it is about how we feel. If we feel like there's something very interesting about the way that we see the world, the way that we express ourselves, the way that we identify, which really is everything, then that is enough to stand out. That is enough to be unique. So we are going to find new avenues to express that. Now with this also, remember, Mercury is the media moving through the sign of Aquarius with this particular conversation. We can expect this week to hear, something come forward through the independent media. This to me says independent media launching a story that really gets a lot of attention, that really does raise some emotions across the board and allows us to see things from a whole other perspective. Again, thinking outside of the box because of the efforts of possibly just an individual person in the media, but certainly very likely some very independent, maybe even a little bit out there kind of research project, research group coming up with information and sharing that information that ends up being meaningful to a whole lot of people. Also, with this conversation in our own lives as well, we will find ourselves feeling a drive to share and to communicate, to connect with others. There will be a rising passion. Now, the key is here to use it to your advantage. Choose the words, right? That really makes all the difference. Decide what's worth sharing, decide what it is that's worth expressing, and make sure it comes from some truth within you. And from that place, if it is rooted in truth, it must therefore, in my opinion, be loving as well. And finally, the sun will move into the sign of Pisces. So happy birthday month to all the Pisces out there. It will be a great month, of course, to the Pisceans out there. The sun moving into Pisces allows us to start a phase, a month, where we're bringing things more to closure. The energy is a little bit more faith-based, a little bit more mystical-based, and a little bit more about communion, our inherent understanding of our interconnection to everyone and everything. And so any kind of mystical pursuits, especially considering the fact that we are between eclipses, especially considering the fact that the next eclipse will be in the sign of Pisces as well, I look at this and I think wherever it is that you want to connect with wisdom and however you understand it, within yourself or out there in the spirit world, in the ancestral world, whatever it is, this is one of the most ideal times to actually connect in ways that are tremendously meaningful to you in your individual sacred journey at that. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It means so much. Thank you for my very first superstars. If you want to watch the week ahead for your sign, the expanded horoscope, going through life and love for your individual sign, you can log on right now at astrofabulous.com. Join, sign up, make that happen. All those videos are already there for this week ahead and also for last week where I talked about the eclipse. You can watch that right now, get instant access to those videos right now at astrofabulous.com. Thank you to all the amazing people who've been reaching out, who've been joining. It means so much to me to be cultivating this community of superstars together. We've got message boards, we've got comment sections on the videos as well. So it would be wonderful to meet you out there, to meet you as one of my superstars. But of course, you being right here, right now, really is everything. As I like to share, everything I do is about affirming in the world that the universe is wise and loving. That really is it. So you being here, you knowing that that affirmation is in this space right here, and being here to affirm that in the universe along with me really is everything. And I thank you for that with all my heart. Let's talk about two things, events, Synchronicity University. So event, I'm going to be in Baltimore coming up this Friday. I will be in Baltimore. My talk is at 4 p.m. as part of the NCGR conference in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Inner Harbor. I haven't been to Baltimore before. It'll be fun. I have been in Vancouver here, and I'm going to be leaving Vancouver in a few days. I'm going to miss it so much. I'm going to be coming back very, very soon here to Vancouver. And actually, I've already been in talks of another event to take place here in Vancouver, and I'll tell you about that in the future. But as I leave Vancouver, I will head over to Baltimore, and I will be part of this event, this very prestigious event, the NCGR Astrology Conference. I hope that you will join me there. It is also going to be a talk on Astrology Realized, What Makes a Reading Good. And it's titled after my book, but it's more a philosophical exploration of astrology and historical as well. I will have a very limited number of books available to sell. I think I'm only taking like 8 books, and they're very likely going to sell at the talk. So If you would like a book or if you'd like a hug, just a hug. If you want to come to the talk, that's great. If you want to hang out outside and wait for a hug, that's great too. I would absolutely love to meet you in Baltimore, Maryland. Coming up this Friday, before the horoscope for next week is posted, I will be there and I'll be recording the next Astrofabulous for YouTube. I'll be recording that from Baltimore in the hotel, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. And finally, Synchronicity University. Log on right now, synchronicityuniversity.com, to be part of the Equinox event. I'm super excited about this. This is going to be 6 classes in 3 days over the weekend of the 17, 18, and 19, plus a very special live event on the 21st. If you register before March 1st, you get to be part of the curriculum. You get to tell me what you want to learn, and I will create a curriculum that incorporates exactly what it is that you want to learn more of. If you'd rather wait to register before the curriculum is published, that's good too. After the curriculum is published, and that is going to be coming up on March 1st when I'll be ready to announce. So if you want to be part of creating the curriculum, please do join me now. If you do join now, you get 2 classes free out of the 6. If you want to wait, if you want to take 1 or 2 classes, that's good too. Regardless of how much or when you register, how many classes you register for, you will be part of the Equinox event, the very special live surprise Equinox event taking place on March 21st, online as well as part of a live stream. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you guys. I've had so much fun with Synchronicity University in August and in October. Those classes and full video downloads of those classes are available on my website, nadiyashah.com, and at synchronicityuniversity.com. Very popular, people continuing to download those classes, and now here comes some more. And we're going to enjoy ourselves, create an amazing event and an amazing community of learners, of astro learners together as part of the upcoming spring equinox weekend. So join me at Synchronicity University, learn more and register, and I'm looking forward to interacting with you and seeing you there. synchronicityuniversity.com. Please be on the lookout for future content right here on YouTube, and exclusive content on astrofabulous.com as part of my all-new superstar community there. I hope that you will join me and stay connected to me. Right now, I've got some videos in the work, 2017 videos, the annual videos in the works right now as we speak, and I hope you love them when they are published. And the monthly horoscopes will return to YouTube March 1st. So I'm looking forward to that as well, sharing a monthly overview for your sign and maintaining that connection that we have, being some part of your sacred journey. It just really does mean so much to me. Thank you for it. Thank you once again to all my fabulous friends, fans, and superstars right here, right now. I am so grateful for you. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.